All right, there you go. Let's just do that.
Testing, testing.
There you go.
Welcome to Barbara Williams.
I gotta wait for the 30 seconds.
There you go. Let's just do that. Testing, testing.
Ball complex. Let's play ball.
That pushes it to, go ahead and push it to start.
Good afternoon. ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barbara Williams Softball Complex here on the beautiful campus of Alabama State University. Here in Montgomery, Alabama, got a nice 70-plus degree day, wind blowing left to right if you're looking in the outfield as Alabama State prepares for Game 2 of the 3-game set against Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M winning yesterday 4-2, got off early to a good start and was able to hold on. Alabama State made a couple of threats throughout the day but wasn't able to pull it out, but we are here for Game 2 as Alabama State prepares to look for a victory for their seniors on Senior Day. Kendall Doremus, Madison Myers, Bailey Greenlee, Kiana Parrish, and Alex Preston. And you'll also see all 5 of them in the starting lineup today, as you probably have all season long. Looking for a bounce back. Had a big win this week against Georgia Tech. Not able to bounce back and carry that momentum into the series, though, as we have the throwdown and we get ready for the first pitch of the
Leading
game.
off for the Bulldogs, center fielder number 13, Allison Riches.
Lineup here today, they'll have Allison Riches leading off, Dakota Daniels in right field, Serena Herbertson at third base, Venice Sanders at first base, Zariah Jones, Faith Cross, Abigail Barnes, Taylor Woods, and Carla Rooks to close out the lineup for Alabama A&M. Alabama State's Bailey Greenlee in the circle here as we set the defense. First pitch is going to be fouled off for a strike. And our defense today, looking around the horn, we're going to have Alex Preston, Jada Gardner, Alana Scott, and Kiana Parrish. In the infield, Lauren Maher. It's behind the dish, frames that one up nicely, and that's going to be strike 2 on the leadoff batter. In the outfield, you've got Madison Myers in left, Kendall Doremus in center, and you have in right field Alexia Demby. Ball's fouled back. Count remains 0-2. Little throwaway pitch there with the 0-2. See if she chases it. She does not. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Riches fouls the ball back. Her count remains 1-2. So on Senior Day also, as you see a tradition sometimes in some softball complexes, Alabama State honored Alabama A&M's seniors as the pitch comes in. It's going to be low and outside. For ball 2, moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Those seniors consisted of Abigail Barnes, Ayana Canada, Brooklyn Wallace, Venice Sanders, and Taylor Woods. Those are the seniors for Alabama A&M. Be playing their last series here in Montgomery as she grounds off to Jada Gardner. Gardner over to Alex Preston, and that's going to be the first out of the game. And so
Right fielder number 3,
already a little
Dakota
bit better
Daniels.
for Alabama State, looking for a series win. They're going to need a win today and tomorrow to get that. Main focus of business. Next batter, Dakota Daniels at the plate. She slaps one to third. Parrish able to handle it, fires it over to Preston. And
Third baseman number 14,
second out.
Serena Herbertson.
Of the inning.
First base is 3. Third base is 5.
Signal line up, and the pitch is going to get that corner low, but getting that front side of the corner, and Serena Herbertson at the plate takes first pitch for strike 1.
First base, 3.
Bailey goes outside. Slap third. Bailey gets the signal, wind up off the rubber, back to her. It's gonna go off of the side of her glove, maybe a little bit on her leg. She doesn't seem to be limping or anything like that, but it's gonna be the first hit of the game.
First
Sharply
baseman
hit
number
back to the
19,
pitcher.
Venus Sanders.
Trickles back over the shortstop, leaves no play at first base. Alabama A&M gets their first runner of the game and their first hit. It's going to bring up, clean up, Venus Sanders, 9 home runs on the season. She swings through the first pitch, strike one. There for the second pitch to run the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2 count. Fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Bailey came in relief yesterday. About 5, close to 5 innings. Threw very well. Gave up a home run in her first inning of relief, and then pretty much cruised on, hoping to pick that magic back up in this game with an 0-2 count. And she chases it, but it's in the dirt and it's going to get away. That's going to be a wild pitch. Had the strikeout swinging. Looked like something I did back in my little
Second
league
baseman
days.
number 22, Zariah Jones.
An uncatchable pitch, but you swing at it and get the base. Zariah Jones coming to the plate for Alabama A&M with runners on first and second. Bailey with the windup in the pitch outside. She's looking good. She's got 2 runners on right now, but she is in control of this game right now in the circle. She continues like this, and we're going to be all right on defense. That's going to be outside for strike 2. Bailey gets the pitch call, wind up. See if she chase. She doesn't. Count moves to 1-2. Runners on first and second. Jones, 8 home runs on the season. She did hit solo last night. She's going to chase this one in the dirt. Catcher's going to make the play, and Preston's going to snag it at first. No damage done. We got no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Alabama State prepares to go to the bottom half.
That'll do it for the top of the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. That was no runs off 1 hit,
0-0.
no
back. It's the bottom of first inning. Kendall Doremus will lead off. You got Kendall Doremus, Madison Myers, and Alana Scott coming to the plate this inning, and hopefully more as Sydney Hall prepares to deliver the first pitch for A&M. A&M in their gray uniforms, maroon letters outlined in white. And the first pitch is going to go work outside back across the corner instead of moving away. Nice pitch there, and nothing Doremus probably wanted a part of. She takes the first pitch for a strike. Wind up in the pitch. The line drive up the middle, and Kendall Doremus leads off senior day with
Next up
a
at
line
bat for
drive
the
single
Hornets,
up the
left
middle.
fielder number 2, Madison Myers.
Bring up Madison Myers. Myers hitting .432. Doremus caught stealing last night for the first time this season, but she's still one of the top base stealers in the country with 36. First pitch, a bunt. Myers is going to move right over this. It's going to be an error on, I believe, the second baseman, and Doremus never stops and scores. Myers moves to second base on the throwing error. That's sacrifice bunt.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, shortstop number 21.
Sacrifice bunt to move her over, and then they
Scott.
throw it away. And it's 1-0 here in the first inning and the first two batters. All right, now we got players have a little meeting and say, hey, let's don't get this out of control for Alabama A&M. Alabama State now with Alana Scott at the plate, and she's going to take first pitch, ball. Myers with 19 stolen bases. There's a threat to be able to try to move right here. Alana Scott, a .345 hitter. She lays one down. It's going to stay in fair territory, and she's going to be put out, and Myers moves to third on the sacrifice.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, first baseman number 27, Alex
Nice
Preston.
bunt. Great bunt by Scott. Probably a little bit too good. Doesn't even get out of the batter's box. Bradley's asking if it even got into the fair territory. It was not out of the box. And we are going to get a foul ball call now. I was wondering what happened on that and if it was foul or fair. The ball does not have to get out of the box. The lines actually cut. The imaginary line actually cuts through the front of the box, but in this case it was on the back side of it. We're not going to have a runner move. We're going to have a 0-1 count, I believe. A 1-1 count. Should be 1-1, I believe.
It's 1-1.
It should be 1-1. The count, the blue has 0-1 because the first pitch was high and away.
1-1.
So we'll see what happens here, but there is only one strike. And it's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be irrelevant. The third baseman's going to fire it over. Myers is going to move on the throw. And we're in the same result. Unfortunately for Alana Scott, instead of a sack, she's going to get a ground out. So that's going to bring
First baseman number 27,
27,
Alex Preston.
Alex Preston to the plate. So that's going to give us an out, runner on third, just to set it.
Only one out.
Preston is going to take first pitch for a ball. So we've got a 1-0 count with one out, runner on third, and Alex Preston digs in. Alabama State with the 1-0 lead. It's going to work outside. Apparently gets over that front part of the plate. Hey, as long as we're getting that today as well, though, that's a sweet spot for both Ashley Pye and Bailey Greenlee. Bailey's the one throwing today, but if we can get that outside corner, we're going to have a play at the plate, and just didn't get quite far enough away. Totally understand. You got a speedster like Madison Myers. She thinks she can get that play. Not going to falter for making it, but it just didn't get far enough away. Catcher gets it into it and gets over and makes the tag herself, beating Myers to the plate. And there's going to be a put out for out number 2, and that's going to clear the bases for Alabama State, and that's going to leave a blank slate for Alex Preston with a 1-1 count. It's going to get a little bit further out. Move 2 balls, 1 strike. Or actually a 3-0 count.
3-1. Yeah.
3-1. Preston swings.
And it is on the 5, that's next, right?
Correct.
Foul tip. Move it 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we got a full count. I see now why I'm a little bit confused. The umpire puts his balls on his right hand and the strikes on his left hand, it appears. Preston nubs one back to the pitcher.
1-1-1-0.
And Hall to Sanders. Got 1 run,
That'll do it
1
for the
hit,
first inning, ladies
no
and
errors.
gentlemen. That was 1 run off 1
Nobody
hit.
left on
No
base.
errors with
Alabama
none
State
left
completes
on base.
1. They've got the lead,
Correction, 1 error.
1-0. Couple of defensive change here for Alabama State as we get ready to start the second inning. Jasmine Rogers enters the game in left field, and it looks like Madison Myers is going to move to the DP spot. As Bailey Greenlee gets the signal, and Faith Cross at the plate.
Jasmine Rogers is now the left fielder instead of
First pitch ball.
and now Madison Myers.
It's got a 1-0 count as we start the top of the second inning.
They just got flipped.
I got you.
And the ball fouled off. Go to 1 ball. 1 strike. Ball misses inside. I'd like to give you the updated standings, but they are not updated on the SWAC site. Misses inside to go 2 balls and 1 strike. I do know Alabama State is 12-7 now. Bethune-Cookman apparently won last night to go to 13-8. That should probably put them in first place, and then Alabama A&M goes to 11-6, if that's correct. And they have what appears to be a 6-game winning streak as well, as she swings through. And now we've got 3 balls and 2 strikes on the right hands, and it is no outs on the batter cross. She paints matter. Man, that's not even really inside corner. That got a lot of light. She took it right down the middle. Looked maybe a little bit fooled on that pitch for a strikeout by Bailey Greenlee to record her first strikeout and first out of the inning. That's her third strikeout.
Yeah, because she had the 1 drop strikeout and then the other one.
Greenlee with 3 strikeouts, and she leads off with a strike in this one. So no balls, 1 strike, 0-1 count. Abigail Barnes at the plate, 324 hitter. Swings and misses.
Our door's open at 6:00.
Abigail squares up. Pitch dropping low. Misses the zone across the plate, but low. 1-2 count.
I'll get them to May 1st. They said they deliver May 1st. I got some more.
Wind up in the pitch. Hit hard down the left field line. Corralled by Jasmine Rogers, who gets it in. Alabama A&M has a
Shortstop
runner
number 23, Taylor Woods.
with 1 out. It's going to be a pop fly shortstop. Alana Scott, who's able to handle it. 1 pitch and 1 out. Bailey Greenlee.
Catcher number 26, Kayla Rooks.
Woods flies out, and that's going to bring Kayla Rooks to the plate for Alabama A&M.
I don't know, it could be either or. What you think it is, Kalina or Kayla? Number 26.
The first pitch comes in there for a strike.
Kayla, where am I playing?
He said Kayla.
I thought the I was after you, Kalia. And swinging for strike 2. And no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Runner on first. Number 9 batter, the catcher, sizes it up. Takes a swing. It's going to have a lot of English on it, and it's going to move from fair to foul. And count stays 0-2. takes the signal, digs in on the rubber, the windup. Pitch is going to be great pitch. Great 0-2 count pitch. Doesn't bite on it though, especially for a slapper not to go after that pitch. Took a lot for Kalia Rooks to lay off on that pitch. Bailey's looking to close it out here though, and she does go after that one for her 4th strikeout of the game. No hits, no runs off 1 hit.
That'll do it for the top
No
of the
errors,
second
1
inning,
left
ladies
on
and
base.
gentlemen. That was no runs off 1 hit, no
Going
errors
to the
with
bottom
1
of the second
left on
inning, Alabama
base.
stayed up 1-0. Alexia Denby coming to the plate for Alabama State. Denby hit .308, 13 home runs. Love to see her get a big swing here. She digs in and fouls the first pitch off for a strike. Hall with the wind up in the pitch. It's going to be out. Ball 1. 1 count on Denby. I said 13 home runs on the season. But if she gets on base, she can create her own extra bases as well with 16 stolen bases. She does wind up in the pitch. Swung on and fouled. First base side. Out of play. It was counting 1 ball, 2 strikes. She's going to miss low and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Working that outside, does not want to get anything over that white, because anything that happens that way is be dangerous for that ball. Wind blowing almost straight in right now. Denby fouls it off. Denby digs in. The wind up in the pitch. Swung on. She's working that outside, and Denby keeps going with it. She's not trying to pull it or drive it to the center. She's just trying to go with the pitch where it is, protecting herself. Another foul ball.
Air off?
No, it's on.
Oh.
It's just on. It was below.
Oh.
2-2. Traditional Catcher gets the signal, makes the call to the pitcher, not a wristband. She's going to miss high. Count's going to go to full. Did not want to make a mistake here. And that results in about a 9 pitches so far to Denby. Pitcher receives the signal from the catcher. Wind up in the pitch. She gets a lot of white on that one. Denby destroys it, but foul. And that's going to keep the count at full for Alexia Denby. Eight pitch at bat. There's a wind up in the pitch for number 9, and Denby is going to launch that one high. The wind is just going to be tough to beat, but it's causing problems, and they circle it up, but they circle the wagons, and they're able to haul it in. And
Next up at
Riches
bat for the
brings it
Hornets,
in.
third
First
baseman
out.
number 22, Kiana Parrish.
Very high. If that ball gets up too high, once it gets above the flagpole, it's going to be dangerous for anybody dealing with it because that wind is harsh today. That's going to be the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring Kiana Parrish to the plate for Alabama State. She calls time. Got to be careful with those timeouts. Not as much in softball as you do in baseball, but in baseball they're learning the hard way. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be outside for 1-0 count. Parrish, a senior here on senior day, 279 hitter, 13 RBIs. Solid on that corner. She swings and misses. Parrish, one of the California girls from Stockton, California, by way of Cal State Fullerton. Number 22 digs in. Didn't like that call. Might have got the corner, but did seem a bit high. Pushed the ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes on Scott as she times up the pitcher. And lets that next pitch go outside to go 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch, swung on, hit back to the pitcher. She fields her position and makes the throw to first base. All to Sanders.
Next up at bat
It's
for
gonna be
the
out number
Hornets,
2.
pitcher number 3, Bailey Greenlee.
Let's bring up the senior Bailey Greenlee. In the circle, Bailey with 13 wins, 3.23 ERA, 114 strikeouts. You can add 4 more to that count going into this game. She takes first pitch for ball 1. As a hitter, Greenlee's hitting 275. Slapper. That's a couple of stolen bases as well. She swings and misses. Puts the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Always good to see pitchers batting for themselves because nobody wants to help themselves out more than the pitcher does. Just love to extend that lead from 1-0. She takes a pitch and taps it down the line, but it's going to be foul over there on the numbers of our seniors, 1, 2, 3, 22, and 27. So if we hit Chalco in that foul territory, then we're going to claim it fair since we didn't get a fair ball last night in fair territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Bailey. He's dropped over, but over in foul territory. He's going to leave the count at 1-2. Bailey Greenlee. Takes the ball too high. 2-2-2.
So Jasmine Rogers still next, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I'll just say left fielder.
Yes.
Okay.
Bailey protecting herself. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Digs in, wind up in the pitch. She's gonna hit that ball over the over second baseman's head. It's gonna fall for a base hit. A little wind
Next up at
aided.
bat for the Hornets, left fielder number 8, Jasmine Rogers.
I tell you, that ball didn't look like it was gonna drop easily, and I think the wind literally blew it back into the second baseman. I don't even think she was prepared for the ball to be there. Greenlee's gonna get a hit, and that's gonna bring up number 8, now in left field, Jasmine Rogers. Greenlee, for the tight game, is going to run for herself. Pitcher takes a little bit longer. You know, it's one of those things. Again, it's back to the traditional pitcher getting the signal from the catcher. But I've seen us call time now for I think 3 times in this game already in 2 innings, which is not really a common occurrence. Usually the game moves a little bit quicker. She's a little bit slower in getting that pitch, and that's going to be a ball in the dirt. Go to 1 ball, no strikes. It's going to catch that corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rogers with a 1-1 count. Greenlee digs in on first base. It's going to be low for ball 2.
2-1 to count.
Yes.
2 out.
Yeah.
To the bottom of the 8, 6.
Second.
I was hopeful.
The baseball game went by quick last night.
Yeah, it did. I ain't even gonna lie. It was.
And the wind up in the pitch to Rogers. She's going to take it outside. It's 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
They're gonna be pissed today, though. But them losing at times.
Yeah, the back fence. That's
Full count. And
Next up at
ball
bat for the
4.
Hornets, second
Bring up
baseman number 14,
Jada
Jada Gardner. I ain't never scared.
Jada Gardner from Pike Road at the plate.
it looks good.
And she takes first pitch. 4 strike.
You can get that in.
Runner on first and second. Jada Gardner looking to. Last night between Rogers and Gardner.
Look at us spending money.
did a good job of getting on base last night. See if Gardner can keep that going tonight. Nice little poke might bring Bailey Greenlee in. It's going to push the count.
That was a 50-inch TV.
2-1.
2 balls and 1 strike.
PlayStation.
That one's just
Double-A batteries.
Gardner brings it over to the second baseman. She's going to make it a close play with that speed, but she's not able to get there in time.
0-1-0.
Jones to Sanders to record the 3rd out of the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the second.
All right, we're top of the lineup now.
Hi.
Allison Richards
What happened?
coming to the
I
plate.
saw my laying room.
Oh, that sound like it hurt.
I did. I had surgery. It's okay now.
Center
I
fielder.
need a doctor, a concession stand doctor. Coach Saab, she asked me. Are they even down there?
Okay, go back. You been back?
Bailey Greenlee digs in here in top of the 3rd. First pitch on the hands, fouled back. Gets ahead 0-1. 1-0 Alabama State. Top of the 3rd. Top of the lineup here for Alabama A&M. Bailey Greenlee with 4 Ks on the day so far. Looking to add to that. Pitch is going to be high and away. Ball 1. All right, Bailey Greenlee. Pitch high, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a little life going on in the A&M bullpen as well. Might be a split staff situation where you throw through the lineup one time and come back with another. Greenlee. It's low for ball 2. Bailey Greenlee. 13 wins on the season. 5th K of the game.
Right fielder number 3, Dakota Daniels.
Let's bring up the right fielder, Dakota Daniels. Left-handed slapper. Real soft slapper. Almost looks as if she hasn't been doing it for very long. I don't mean to talk bad. She looks a little raw in that as she swings the first pitch and misses. She's long, so she doesn't have to step into the plate, but she does have trouble with that outside pitch. Ball misses inside and high. Get a 1 ball and 1 strike.
You said what?
Meteor shower tonight.
It's a who? Girl, I thought you were saying media timeout. I be doing too much sports. Media timeout.
I heard the media shower.
She said media timeout.
Bailey Greenlee
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
wind up
media
and
timeout.
fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
They drinking up there?
p.m.
Can we see it? Can we see it?
9 p.m. Eastern, so 8 p.m.
Is it a ball?
All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out to Daniels. Bailey misses low and away.
Full count.
Daniels a .313 hitter. Swings and misses. 4, the 6th
Third
strikeout
baseman,
of the
number
inning.
14, Serena Herberson.
And the 2nd out of the inning.
So they got 60-some people on the line. That's for the cross council.
How many?
60-some. Because I know somebody that's like number 62.
2 outs. Greenlee gets the
And they're going to be probated all night long.
count with a call and misses high. Ball 1.
I feel like when they be having lines that long, they shouldn't even
Serena Herberson.
march out, introduce themselves, and if somebody one stroll, they want to greet the alphas, greet the elementary.
Wind up in the pitch. Super fly ball to right field and lost in the sun for a sliding double. Demby, I mean, you could
First
see her
baseman, number
put her hand
19,
up.
Venus Sanders.
Never knew where it was. Landed about 5 feet from her. And gives Herb Branson a double.
I see.
Add 1 more hit to Brain, and there's 3.
One more hit.
Yeah, they have 3. There we go.
And there's been a timeout.
Oh,
No, they're
They're
giving
gonna-
the fielder sunglasses.
They're going to get her, and Demby's going to get some sunglasses maybe to help her out a little bit there. It's an absolute perfect spot that you're going to get in the sun, and it is a hit. Anything that's lost in the sun is actually counted as a hit, not an error. One of the reasons you play in a smaller field, you're not playing in a 400-foot field like a baseball. The confines of the stadium, the ball doesn't get as high, so when you do lose it, you have less time to recover, and a lot of times that's allowed as a hit in the scorebook and not an error, where in baseball that might have been ruled an error because they have more time to make that recovery and make that play. So the next pitch, it's going to be first pitch strike as Bailey continues to work ahead of her hitters today, something we were struggling with a little bit yesterday. And she's going to go and try to get the bunt and fouls it back for no balls and 2 strikes to the batter, Venus Sanders, the first baseman. Sanders actually has 9 home runs on the season, but shows pretty good speed. It has 6 stolen bases. So the bunt isn't absolutely crazy, but she also has the ability to hit home runs. Not sure what the thinking was on that. Maybe trying to catch him off guard to get to Jones, who's got 8 home runs on the season. So the Bulldogs begin barking, and Bailey delivers pitch. It's a hard ball to second. We've got a runner who's going to be going for home and not going to make the tag. Not sure if she tagged third base or not on her way around. She certainly got it on the inside corner, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to check it.
Second baseman number
It's going to be
22,
a single.
Zariah
It advances
Jones.
second on the throw in to the catcher, Maher, who had to come off of the line and wasn't able to get back and deliver the tag. The throw just a little bit offline, and now we've got a tie game at 1-1 with a runner on second base. It's going to bring up Zariah Jones. First pitch is going to be high and away. Meyer wasn't able to bring it down. Runner's able to advance. So, we've got a runner on third now. 0-1 count. Or 1-0 count, rather. Wind up in the pitch. Bailey catches the corner. We're at 1-1. Bailey gets the Jones to swing and miss. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And gets the outside corner.
1-2-0.
Bailey might have had some words.
That'll do it for the top of the third inning, ladies
To
and
the
gentlemen. That
A&M
was
bench.
1 run off 2 hits, no errors with
1
1
run, 2
left
hits.
on base.
No errors. 1 left on base. We're going to go to the bottom half of the third inning. The score: Alabama A&M 1, Alabama State 1. Kendall Doremus leading off bottom half of the third inning. Alabama A&M got 1 last inning. Got to see if we can get that back and get back in control of this game here in the bottom half of the third. Doremus digs in, takes the first pitch for a ball. Doremus puts one down to third. Picks it up with the hand. Third baseman does.
Next up at bat for the Hornets,
Fires it
designated
over
player number
first,
2,
but not in time.
Madison Myers.
Doremus is on first base, and Alabama State is in business as Madison Myers comes to the plate. Doremus is holding. Ball 1. And that's going to be foul territory, and this time the umpire makes it a little bit more emphatic. Lets everybody know exactly what's going on. It goes 1 ball and 1 strike on Myers. Digs in. DeRamus with her 32nd stolen base. Not much of a chance on that. Unless you catch them sleeping, she's going to be safe. And now we're in scoring position with no outs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Myers looks at it, and you're going to get a called strike. Delayed called strike on the batter Myers. And Coach Bradley's going to ask, is that on the pitch call or on an attempt? And I would agree. His call was that it was a strike. And therefore Bradley has no argument or recourse. That's going to push the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice slap, third base. It's going to move the runner over. She's going to be out at first.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, shortstop number 21, Elena Scott.
Alana Scott at the plate. Runner on third. Smell of hamburgers in the air. Need a run here to make it even better. Scott with 1 ball, no strikes. DeRamus dying to get in here on senior day. Scott fouls it off. Get a 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind up in the pitch. It's going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Will you add a hit for us? Yep.
It's in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball to third. Checks DeRamus. Fires over to first.
Next up at bat for the Hornets,
Sanders.
first baseman number 27, Alex Preston.
It's going to bring up Alex Preston. Doremus standing on third base. Alex Preston, again another one of our seniors, 308 hitter, 289 hitter with 7 home runs. Every time I see it, I have to mention it, but that split grip that she has, it gives her power, and she gets that backhand through her. So it's working for her. Just a pitcher and catcher call timeout and talk. One ball, no strikes. Come across that outside corner. Just count 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball's going to miss outside.
Like the longest innings.
We'll count 2 balls, 1 strike. Line up in the pitch. It's going to catch that corner. Push the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice little change of speed. And the swing and a miss. Alabama State leaves an opportunity on third base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
That'll do it
one
for the
left on
third
base.
inning, ladies
We're
and
gonna go to
gentlemen. That was no
the top
runs
of the
off 1
fourth.
hit, no
Alabama
errors with
State,
1 left on
Alabama
base.
A&M locked up, 1-1. First pitch to Faith Cross, fouled back to the net. Bailey Greenlee once again working ahead. First pitch gets that foul call for a strike. Greenlee digs in, gets the swing and the miss. And the swing and the miss for number 8 on the day for Bailey Greenlee. She's rocking and rolling.
Designated player number 11, Abigail Barnes.
That's going to bring Abigail Barnes to the plate with 1 out. Barnes with a single last time up. Swings and fouls it back.
Abigail gotta be the slowest runner in this fight. Girl, hit that ball in his head.
Barnes, a senior from Huntsville, played at UAH before transferring over to A&M. UAH, one of the top programs in the country in D2 this year. Always a top-notch program. She swings through that pitch though, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on the batter. Bailey goes up top, sees if she chases it, she won't. She had her body moving at it though. She was a little bit tempted. I think she's going to keep going at that high pitch. I'd keep it up there. Dig in the pitch. Be out strike 3. And we're looking at
Shortstop number
Number
23, Taylor Woods.
Bailey Greenlee in not 4 complete innings. 11 outs, 9 of them strikeouts.
You know something? I see you a little something banged up.
No high school had to find something.
Oh, they ain't got no hot food down there? Oh,
They just got somebody over there at home.
wow.
And starts it off. First pitch strike
Now I'm more and more grateful for their chicken play.
to Taylor Woods.
Hell yeah.
Woods digs in.
Way, actually.
Greenlee comes in. They try the bunt. She comes inside. Nice attempt by Meyer. Thank goodness that wall's padded. It still hurts though. I don't know if you've ever touched one of those padded walls, but it's stiff. Almost pulled it in. She's going to be fine. And that's good. By kills a little bit of time, let her get her wits back. The umpire slowly wiping off the plate. Nice touch by the umpire to give her a couple seconds to get herself back together. Count goes to 0-2. Let's see if Bailey can get number 10 right here. Wind up in the pitch. Foul territory, third base. Kiana Parrish over there to get it at the
That is it for
fence.
the top of the 4th inning, ladies and
That's going to
gentlemen.
be the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Score 1-1. We move to the bottom of 4th inning. Alexia Denby at the plate. Bottom of the fourth. First pitch going to be taken for a ball outside. Bottom of the fourth, 1-1. Alabama State scored early. Alabama A&M scored in the third. Now we're in the bottom of the fourth. We're looking to get back into business here offensively. As Denby takes ball 2 outside. And she's going to take the next pitch ball. We're at 3-0. Not want to play around with Alexia Denby. Got her to hit a deep fly ball against the wind. This time the wind's blowing out a little bit. Don't be counting on your wind as a ninth defensive player behind you in this pitch, Sydney. Here comes the windup in the pitch. Denby's going to take it for ball 4.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, third baseman number 22, Kiana Parrish.
Kiana Parrish, who made a fantastic grab at the fence in foul territory last inning. In the top of the fourth, comes to the bat with Denby at the plate. Denby, like I said earlier, she's got 16 stolen bases and 18 attempts. She's got the wheels to go along with the power. Parrish digs in, takes the pitch outside. They throw behind Denby. The count goes to 1 ball. No strikes. Parrish squares the bunt. It's a pitch out, or either just a high and outside pitch. I think it was a pitch out. They might have been looking if that was a protected runner situation, but they go to 2 balls and no strikes, and that's 6 balls and no strikes for the inning for Sydney Hall. They do have another pitcher that's warming up. Parrish squares the bunt again. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Tell you what, versus sacrificing that runner over, a ball 4 would be awesome. We get a runner on first and second with no outs. We got Bailey Greenlee on deck. Wind up in the pitch. And with a 3-0 count, finally throws her first strike of the inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. Parrish at the plate. Denby on first. Bailey Greenlee on deck. All right, full count. Parrish times it up. For a second there, I wasn't sure fixing to ring her up. It was outside, it was high, and it was a ball, and it was called a ball. So we are now Bailey Greenlee coming to the plate. Runners on first and second. Let's see if the pitcher can help herself out right here. I'm going to think that with runners on second and third, Greenlee being a slapper, I'm going to expect some sort of a sacrifice attempt right here. Shortstop talking to the left fielder. First pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Greenlee showing hand coming up the bat, probably going for that sack. right here. But she's got the wheels and placement that she could get it in for a hit as well. She's going to miss outside again. It's going to be ball 2. And Sydney Hall is finding herself getting behind batters as the starter from last night I see warming up in the bullpen. I saw somebody else warming up in the bullpen earlier. So I don't know what kind of leash this Bulldog's got on her, but I would think it would not be a long one. She's going to miss outside again for ball 3. The shortstop who's come over to third throwing her hands up in the air like, where is that? And I can tell you it was outside. It's 3-0. Greenlee looking to help herself out right here. With some wheels on second base with Demby. She's gone 3-0 with all 3 batters this inning. And got some fans in the stand with some jokes. Here there's an open mic night down the road Thursday. Maybe ought to show up for that. That's going to come inside. Not going to get Bailey. She's going to get out of the way of it. And now we got bases jammed.
Next up at bat for the Hornets,
Jasmine
left fielder
Rogers.
number 8, Jasmine Rogers.
Jasmine Rogers, a 250 hitter. But I tell you what, she had a great day at the plate yesterday. Her and Jada Gardner both seem to be able to get on base but not be able to get in. And if she can continue that up, we could start blowing this thing open right now in the 8-9-1 with no outs. We're going to see a pinch runner. Number 25, Janiyah Boykin in to run at
Pitch running
second
for the
base.
Hornets, number 25, Janiyah Boykin.
Running for Kiana Parrish.
21.
And
You have a new pitcher.
we've got a new pitcher, number 21, Paige Scott, who threw last night.
Now pitching for the
British
Bulldogs, number
Columbia,
21,
Canada.
Paige Scott.
It's coming in to pitch for the Bulldogs. So we'll take a break right here, set the scene for you. You got a bases loaded, no outs. Jasmine Rogers coming to the plate. Janiyah Boykin in to run at second base for Kiana Parrish. And we'll see Paige Scott come in and see what she can do. All right, back in here again, scene set, bases loaded, Scott in pitch, Rogers in bat.
What room you in?
And she gets the front corner.
This was a company trip. We didn't get all that extra.
First pitch strike.
Yeah, they back in your house to be more. You gotta have that money, man.
It actually wasn't that expensive though. The cruise where it's at.
Oh no, look, I'm in the Players Club. I lost a little bit of money when I was in the casino, and they've been sending me these offers. Bro, look at these. You ain't gonna believe
Rogers
this.
fouls out into the bullpen. Does have another pitcher that's warming up. She loses it in the sun. We won't give her an error. Got an 0-2 count here.
Players Club.
0-2 count, bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the fourth. Let's go, Alabama State.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I done flew so many times. Look at that. 4 days from Mexico.
And Rogers looks at strike three for the first out of the inning.
Next up at bat
Change
for the
up
Hornets, second
over that
baseman
front
number
corner.
14,
Something she had
Jayla
success with last
Gardner.
night. Little high pitch, kind of drops into a little pocket in the strike zone. She was getting early and got all night, and I mean they've consistently called that now for 2 games, and it's bases loaded with Jada Gardner down the road, Pike Road. It's that second leadoff they like. Takes first pitch for a strike.
Then you take you a couple of either blue or green full color and put a couple of drops in there. It look just like the mouthwash.
Bases loaded. Gardner will swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They do, but they're like $17 a drink. We drunk all of the white Hennessy off of the boat.
That's what all black folks. So we walked up to the bar, and it was like Hennessy. I said, "Why y'all assuming that?"
Bases loaded. 1-1 count. Digs in. Gardner takes outside pitch. It's 2-1. Gardner had some really good at bats against Scott yesterday. We're gonna need another good one right here. We gotta do something. Put it in play and give yourself a chance. It's always the rule. Jada Gardner does a heck of a job doing that, hitting .351 on the year with 19 stolen bases in the 9-hole. She swings a hard ball into right. We're going to send her. There's going to be a play at the plate, and she's going to be safe. 2-run single by Jada Gardner. Todd Bradley taking no chances, gets the 2 runs in. The assistant coach out, questioning the call during the play and saying something now. She's not happy with that call. She's not going to get it changed, though. And Gardner with a
Back to the top of the
1-out
lineup for the
single
Hornets, center fielder number 1,
plates 2
Kendall
runs
Raymond.
now. Alabama State 3. Alabama A&M 1. Jada Gardner, yeah, State. It's a big 0-2. And Bradley sending her. I mean, the left fielder made the play, hit the cut made the throw. Division I softball, you got to make the play all the way to the plate. You don't go through the cut, you get the out right there. And they paid the price for hitting the cut on that. Division I outfielder has got to make that throw. I mean, she had all the momentum going forward and everything. Short ball to left field. And that's going to bring up with Kendall Doremus takes ball 1. Still just 1 out, runners on second and third. A lot of speed out there for Alabama State. This takes ball 2. And tries to come inside right there for ball 3. And Doremus takes 4 pitches. And
Next up at bat for the Hornets, designated player number 2, Madison Myers.
It's going to bring up Madison Myers. Madison Meyer. 1 out still. Now bases loaded again. See if Meyerhart can do the same thing. Number 2 hitter hitting .432. Obviously with speed, with 19 stolen bases as well. You're sitting here with 19 stolen bases, 36 stolen bases, 19 stolen bases. And going back to, you know, Coach Bradley put a pinch runner in at second base and obviously had every intention of scoring her on anything that hit green. I mean, she had the green light all the way and was able to get that runner in. Now we have the bases loaded, 0-1 count. Myers digs in, takes the first. Next pitch is a 1-1 count. Oh, and they look at a little safety squeeze, kind of slash bunt there with Myers trying to catch him off guard. The third baseman coming in hard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Greenlee was as far as the third baseman was. It wasn't a straight up squeeze. They tried to catch him off guard. And Myers going to take strike 3, second strikeout looking. And I understand why she took that one. Looked mighty low.
Number 21, Olena Scott.
She's going to bring Elena Scott up with 2 outs. All right, let's do something else here with the bases loaded. Let's go on and widen this gap a little bit. I know Bailey's rocking and rolling, but as much as we can get when we have the iron hot. Wind up and the pitch. We fouled off. Scott fouls it out of play. Pitch misses outside. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is juiced. Elena Scott with 16 RBIs. Be nice to see her add a couple to that total. Wind up in the pitch. Line drive up the middle, just off the another off. I thought it was a line drive the way it came off the bat from up here, but realized it was just another past the pitcher. Dives in front of the shortstop. She goes to make the tag. It's short at second base. Runner is safe. Elena Scott with an infield single to load the bases. Keep the bases loaded and score another run to make it 4-1. Four to 1. Alex Preston at the plate, 7 home runs on the season. I see number 8 right here. Go on and widen this gap up, make this a 5-inning game, and let us go home early. Preston with the bases loaded, 1 ball. Takes strike 1. Just to count to 1-1. 2 outs. It's 4-1. Bases jammed. Bottom of the 4th. I tell you, that pitch is looked like it was too far outside yesterday and today, but I mean she's got to be hitting that front corner, and it's really something we can't really complain about because Bailey Greenlee with 9 strikeouts on the day has gotten that outside corner as well. Throw a little harder, it gets a little further outside by the time it gets to the mitt. It can trick you. Preston fouls that off to protect herself. Ball misses. Outside, runs count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for 2-7. Hall gets the pitch. Well, Hall's pitching with a band, but the first pitcher was pitching without a band and getting the call from the pitcher. And that pitch has been on the border all night. Catcher holds the frame on it but does not get the call. We're going to see a lot of movement right here. It's a full count with 2 outs and bases loaded. Everybody's going to be moving on the pitch. We find some green right here. I'm not going to be surprised if we don't get 3 runs. So we need something either green or hit it to Jackson Hospital. And hard line drive left field. Unfortunately, a little bit too hard to cross. It's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. But we get 3 runs, 2 hits.
That'll do it
No
for
errors.
the 4th inning, ladies and gentlemen. That was
3
3
left on
runs
base.
off 2 hits, no errors, and
We've
3 left on
completed
base.
4 innings here. Alabama State 4, Alabama A&M 1. Greenlee here in the top of the 5th. It's going to be called strike, or actually a ball. It's going to be 1 ball and no strikes here to the catcher. Kalia Rooks. She's going to hit a pop-up almost in no man's land. Nice job by the shortstop.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs.
Scott
Center fielder
to
number
get that
13,
ball.
Allison Riches.
She tried to find a dead area in that infield, but she was mistaken. So Alabama State records their 1st out of the inning. 4-1. Greenlee. Misses low on that outside corner. To the leadoff, Allison Riches. Riches, a 297 hitter. 6 doubles and 2 triples, so she's got a little bit of pop in her bat. Surprisingly for a leadoff, only 3 stolen bases. Well, still a lot of bases at A&M. She's got good speed, but that's really just not part of their arsenal. This count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. Matter of fact, doesn't have anybody in their lineup with double-digit steals. She flies out to Kendall Doremus in center field. Compare that
Right
to
fielder
Alabama
number 3,
State.
Dakota Daniels.
Doremus with 36, Myers with 19, Alana Scott with 13, Alexia Demby with 16, Jada Gardner with 19. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in double digits, and they don't have any. Shows the emphasis that one plays on one versus the other. And actually, we hit home runs too. We've got a couple of double-digit home run hitters. As Dakota Daniels comes to the plate, Greenlee delivers it, and she's going to foul it out of play. I talked about Daniels. She's a freshman from James Clemens out of Madison, Alabama. She's only got about 20 at-bats. Like I said, she looks like she's very raw. And Greenlee has been able to overpower her yesterday and today so far. This goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Hopefully we can keep that up. Third base. They call it the hot corner, and they don't call it that for nothing. Kiana Parrish with a
That'll do it for the top
hard
of the
backhand
ladies and
on
gentlemen.
the hard
No runs, no hits,
ball.
no errors,
Fires it
none
over to
left
first
on
base, Alex Preston. No hits, no runs, no errors. Surprisingly, no Ks. Nobody's left on base. We've completed we've completed to the top of the 5th. We're heading to the 5th inning stretch. Alabama State 4, Alabama A&M 1. Alexia Demby at the plate. Demby with 13 home runs, 37 RBIs, swings and misses for strike 1. So we start off the bottom of the 5th. And gets outside call for a strike. Denby is going to take a strike call 3, strike 3 call strike inside. So they work outside, get the strike call, work inside, get the strike call. They record the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Kiana Parrish with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Ball's going to be down, left center. Parrish with a nice rope over shortstop's head.
Next up at bat for the Hornets,
No man's
pitcher
land.
number 3, Bailey
Going to bring up Bailey
Greenlee.
Greenlee. This is where it all started last inning. Looked and it kind of expected maybe Greenlee. We had runners on first and second last time. Denby had gotten on. Kind of expected Greenlee to sag. She ended up walking, and that was the last batter that Sydney Hall faced. Before they changed pitchers. Greenlee with an 0-1 count. And that's going to miss outside. Trying to count 1 ball, 1 strike.
What's the blowout rule? 6 after 5.
Greenlee with nicely. That's in no man's land. They're coming on hard. Can't make the play. Kicks it out to the outfield, but no extra bases on that. That's going to be a single for Bailey Greenlee. That slapper zone.
Next up at bat for the
Right
Hornets,
where no man's
number
land,
8, Jasmine
nobody
Rogers.
can get. Runners on first and second. Jasmine Rogers coming to the plate. This inning starting off a lot like the last inning. One out. We got Rogers and Gardner, who was able to drive in 2 on deck. She fouls it out of play for strike 1. Jasmine Rogers digs in, wind up in the pitch. It's going to be out. I've noticed this a couple of times. She gets that outside pitch and she's letting that umpire know it was out as it's coming across the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rogers to second base. The turn too short. Jones for
Next up at bat
Woods.
for the Hornets,
Woods doesn't have
second
enough
baseman
time
number 14,
to get
Shayla
Rogers.
Gardner.
Rogers. It's a couple of stolen bases herself. Got runners on first and third with 2 out. I don't think we'll see Rogers moving unless he's got another runner in his back pocket. And Rogers is going to be run for by Lauren Maher.
I don't need an answer.
Pitch running for the Hornets, number 4, Lauren Maher.
Maher comes in to run. She's got 7 stolen bases on the year. So we could see a possible first to third attempted steal, but no count here on Gardner. And she is running. Gardner is going to pop out to the pitcher though. Not as big as her last at bat, but her last at bat was big. It's 4-1 lead still. We've completed 5. We're going to go to the top of the 6 now. Alabama State 4.
That'll do it for the 5th inning,
Bulldogs
ladies and
1.
gentlemen. That was no runs off 2 hits, no errors.
A couple of changes here in the top of the 6. Catcher Brooke Ramsey, the catcher coming in to catch. She'll be catching a new pitcher, left-handed pitcher, number 15, Olivia Brown, the sophomore from Bonaire, Georgia, is 5-2 on the year with a 3.59 ERA and 15 strikeouts in 50 innings. So we're still recording changes on the other side before we get started here. That's a line on Greenlee, 5 innings pitched. She had 9 Ks, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run. It's a pretty good day for the senior here on senior day. Serena Branson digs in. Takes first pitch way outside for a ball. That's going to come in maybe a little bit low there. Branson's 358 hitter. 5 stolen bases on the year. There's a little bit of speed. Playing a good corner over there. Brown, of course, our first strike of the inning. That's going to be a chopper to second base. Gardner over there makes the throw and gets the out at first base. Nice play by Gardner to get all the way in the hole, have herself set up, fires it over to first, and beats out a good, hard-running,
First baseman
to
number
record
19,
the first out of the inning.
Sanders.
That's going to bring up Venice Sanders. Takes first pitch outside for ball one. Brown wind up the pitch and miss outside for ball two. One out, top of the sixth. Brown winds up. Hard ball. You go inside, you get that hard ball. Nothing surprising. It looks good. One hop off the fence, but it's in foul territory. And you go inside like that, that's kind of what you're expecting and kind of what you're wanting. Lefty not able to find that front corner like Bailey Greenlee was able to do. It's a little bit tougher lefty on lefty. The umpires sometimes they set up on the inside of the lefty and they don't see the plate as well as they do with the righty. High fly ball. It's going to be out to the right fielder, Denby, who has her glasses on and is able to corral that one for out number two.
Second baseman, number 22, Zaria Jones.
Very, very, very high fly ball by Sanders. Zaria Jones coming to the plate for A&M. And the lefty, the screwball moves it on the outside. Gets the corner for called strike one.
Every pitch she walked to the end of the circle and come back.
0-1. Wind up at the pitch. She is moving that screw outside. You can see that movement, getting that front corner like she's a right-handed pitcher. Let's see if she comes back inside with a curve onto the hands, or if she just tries to get her to chase something here. She's going to try to go further outside, gets the pop up. That's going to be in a dead zone, but it's not being able to be handled by the right fielder, Denby. And Denby unable to handle it. Jada Gardner coming on hard. She calls it late.
Number 24,
Gardner
Faith Cross.
peels. Denby can't handle it. And the drop fly ball for an error. It's going to have us a runner on second base. With two outs here, Faith Cross comes to the plate. Hard line drive off the pitcher's glove. Alabama A&M's not going to play with it. Deep round base on first, but stays.
Designated player number 11, Abigail Barnes.
Got a runner on first and third with Abigail Barnes coming to the plate. Barnes has had a couple of pretty good at bats today off of Greenlee. Not many people did, but she's had a couple of good at bats. She likes the high pitch though. They're toeing the rubber, looking for that outside corner. We'll wind up in the pitch. It's going to be popped up. It's going to be a tough play. Heck of a play. ESPN, chime it up. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Kiana Parrish comes all the way 60 feet to the plate. Catches it at the plate. I'm not even sure if she was still in fair territory when she got to it. Corrals it in and holds on to it. Gets the out. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Alabama State 4, Alabama A&M 1. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 6th, Kendall Doremus will lead off. Doremus, Myers, Atlanta Scott coming to the plate for the Hornets, maybe more. See, another great thing about the incredible play that Scott just made. The wind here is crazy, and it's blowing completely, probably 15 miles an hour coming from third base to home at her back. So that ball goes up coming to you. She calls it. There's almost a collision as played as Doremus takes the first pitch for a strike. Get no collision. She stays on course because she's called it. She hangs on to it at the plate with the runner running by her side because there was 2 outs. We'll get the inside corner here and puts Doremus in a little bit of trouble. 0-2 count.
I'm just literally hitting trash can. I got it behind.
Okay.
0-2. Wind up in the pitch. Doremus pops it in the air. Nothing's easy today in the air.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, designated player number 2,
brings it in.
Madison Myers.
Madison Myers comes to the plate. Myers gets it down. They're still getting her. You get it down on that side, and there's nothing you can do with it except get it back to the pitcher and hope she doesn't take second base on this next pitch. Myers with the single. It's going to bring up Atlanta Scott. Sorry, I was talking about Parrish's play. I think I mentioned that it was Scott, but it was Parrish on third. Scott's the shortstop, also solid on defense. She comes to the plate, looking to increase the Alabama State lead that holds at 4-1 with 1 out. Line up in the pitch, and this time she works from the inside back toward the middle of the plate. Scott takes it for strike 1. Foul off with the runner moving, heads back to first. One ball, 2 strikes. Swung on, fouled into the net. Count stays at 1-2.
Madison Myers just keep John Hill playing first and second.
She kind of fast though.
Maddie?
Huh?
Yeah, she is. She's got over 20 stolen bases.
She got a what?
Over 20 stolen bases.
This game?
No.
Oh, in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
1-2, outside pitch, swung on a miss.
Okay, dang, wow, okay.
Not sure what happened there on second base. Myers,
First baseman,
So
number
far ahead.
27, Alex
she kind of stutters back to
Preston.
the base. She gets her 20th stolen base of the year.
This game.
Alana Scott with a strikeout brings up Alex Preston now with 2 outs.
You got it. You know what
Somebody's cooking hibachi. That smells like hibachi.
I know the girls are doing a cookout afterwards
They doing the cookout.
for senior day.
Count goes 1-1.
Sup, old buddy, old pal. What y'all cooking? Filet mignon. Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
2 balls, 1 strike. To Preston. Lexia Demby on deck. Ball's gonna be lifted into the air to short. Short's gonna camp under it. Woods collects it.
0-1.
Ladies and
Runs,
gentlemen, that
one
will
hit.
do it for the 6th inning. That
No
was
errors.
no runs off
One left on
1 hit.
base.
No errors with 1 left on base.
Going to the top of the 7th and hopefully
Don't
the
forget,
final
ladies and
3
gentlemen,
outs
for
of
more
the
information
game.
on Alabama State Athletics, be
Alabama
sure to follow us
State
on Twitter at
4,
Alabama State Sports
Alabama
and
A&M
like us on Facebook.
1.
What's her name that got hurt?
Top of the 7th.
No, he not.
Taylor Woods plate.
All right.
Olivia Brown delivers first pitch of the inning. Gets that outside corner for strike 1.
You missed a short tournament.
First weekend in May. Or the second weekend in May. It's coming up.
This is the last of the home games, right?
Yeah, they have one more series. They go to Valley. Were you here when they got into the fight with the Valley? You were.
I saw it on Brooks' phone.
1 ball, 1 strike. Brown gets the pitch, the windup, delivers, gets inside on the hands to Woods. She fouls it into herself. Moves the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One more strike. Let's get him on out here. Ashley Pye, close us out.
And you're going to miss outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Wind up with the pitch from Brown. Soft liner to the shortstop. Lana Scott to record the first out of the inning.
Catcher number 26, Kalia Rooks.
Did she hit anything today? She got the best pre-bat routine and don't hit shit.
Brown to the catcher, Kalia Rooks. Swings and misses. Rooks hitting 184 on the season. Catcher, freshman out of the state of California. Wind up and pitch. Gonna get a called strike. And that's where that lefty on lefty. It's really not even fair with that outside curveball. Pushing away from her. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if she goes out there again. She gets the pitch call on the windup. Delivery. She's going to foul it off to keep herself alive. And Brown gets the strikeout.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs. Center fielder number 13, Allison Riches.
It's going to bring up Allison Riches with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and we're looking to close this thing out, even this series up, and go to Game 3 tomorrow, just 1 out away as Olivia Brown gets the pitch call, delivery. It's going to be outside for ball 1.
Yeah. I know, right? The danger's creeping on by.
Brown gets a signal to the lefty. Lefty on lefty. And she's going to dump one in the green. Fair. She's probably rounding it. She's going to a little bit of a mishandle. She's able to get a second for the double.
Right fielder number 3, Dakota Daniels.
Had a lot of English on it. A left-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter, slapper at that with a little bit of a poke, and it just kind of hit fair and moved into foul territory enough for her to get to second base, and that's going to put a runner on second. 4-1 is the number 2 batter, Dakota Daniels. Got a lot of speed. James Clement takes the first pitch, called strike 1.
2 more now. 2 more now. Brantley coached you all your years?
Gets the swing call for a 2.
Chris Steiner.
Oh, is there a question of that? I don't even know why you even got a check on that one. That's a strike 2. She clearly made a pass at it, but apparently he missed it.
4-1.
We're 0-2, 2 outs. Let's get the strikeout right here, Miss Brown, and let's go home. The windup and the pitch. Swinging outside for strike 3. And that's going to be a final. Alabama State 4, Alabama A&M 1.
Alabama State 1 is 4.
That's going to split the series to 1-1.
That evens the series.
Come out here, game 3 tomorrow o'clock. 2 o'clock.
3-game series tomorrow.
2 o'clock tomorrow
right here.
to see who can pull off this series between Alabama State and Alabama A&M. But Alabama State, the winner today, 4-1. Signing off from Barbara Williams Stadium. Have a good evening and go Hornets.